the Rebbe with the test that the Rebbe took in France. I didn't tell you the story. Story goes like this: that a Chabadnik in France, he rented a truck from a company. This story must have been, I don't know, 50 years ago or something. Anyway, he rented a truck from a company and he was driving on this this bridge, and suddenly the brakes failed. And luckily he was able to move the nearest, seems that he was in the right-hand lane, whatever. Anyway, he turned the truck into the guardrail and crashed through the guardrail. And amazingly, the truck did not go off the bridge into the water. And he got out. The police came and they extracted him, whatever, but there was considerable damage to the bridge and to the truck. And he had to pay. So he sued the company that loaned him, that rented him out the truck. So they went to trial. He didn't have much money. I don't even know if he had a lawyer. From the story, it seems that he didn't. But I guess he thought it would be pretty simple. And the one that owned the company, the truck company, he came with a couple of good lawyers. And the man said, listen, I rented out the truck and, the brakes failed. And I crashed through this thing, no fault of my own. And now they want to, it's going to cost me, who knows, thousands, $10,000s of dollars, francs or whatever it was. And why should I pay it? It's not my fault. So the one that owned the truck said, I agree. It wasn't your fault. But on the other hand, it wasn't my fault. Before we let the truck go out, we tested thoroughly. If you want to sue someone, sue the truck company. But we didn't do anything wrong. The truck was tested thoroughly. Here's all the papers. And so we have no. So this Chabadnik realized that, to sue the car company, who knows how long it was going to take, first of all. The ones who made, who knows, Fiat or whoever it was. Who knows how long it would take. And they have even better lawyers. So things didn't look too good for the Jew. Suddenly the owner of this place said, just one second, I would just like to ask you a question. Are you a religious Jew? And the person said, yes, I'm a religious Jew. What are you going to start to throw bigotry in this? In France, it's a very not acceptable thing, especially in the courts and officially bigotry. I said, what group are you connected to? He said, I'm connected to Chabad. The owner of the company, a non-Jew, said, okay, I'll pay for the whole thing. I drop my defense. I'll pay whatever expenses it is. So the judge was, are you sure? Yes. So he said, okay. So he pays the whole thing. Afterwards, he goes over to the man. The man shakes his hand. He says, I'm very, very grateful to you. You had a very good case against me. I've never been in such a thing like this, to sue the company, to sue the car company. Well, why did you do it? Why did you just suddenly, not defend yourself? So he said, I'll tell you what. He said, when I was in university, he said, I had an experience with a Chabad person. He was already a young, older man, this fellow, I don't know, in his 40s, 50s. So when I was in university, so I learned, I guess in the Sorbonne or wherever he learned, but anyway, so they were learning, and the classes were fairly difficult. I guess they were learning physics or whatever they were learning. And we were poor, me and my friends. So what we used to do in order to make money is every Sunday we would go to, we would go into town, and we would go into the villages, and we would buy fruits and vegetables, and then we would come back into the town and we would sell them. And on that we would make enough profit that we could, get along for the whole rest of the week. The problem is we would miss all the classes. So there was this one religious Jew, and he said that he would go to the classes for us, and he would be willing to write down everything. He would take notes. So or maybe they would go for 2 days. They would go one day on Sunday, and then they would come back and sell it on Monday. I don't know, whatever it was. Anyway, so he took notes for us, and they were excellent notes. And we would come back, and he would tell us everything, and we didn't. He didn't ask anything in return. Maybe he wanted to see our notes from Saturday because he would keep Saturday, whatever it was. And he didn't ask for anything, no remuneration whatsoever. So we became very friendly, with him. He kept his distance, we kept our, but we were very friendly. So I remember when we took the test, the final test. So the final test was very difficult. It was like about 6 hours, and he finished the test in a half an hour. And the teacher, the professor that gave the class, when he handed it in, the professor looked at him and said, "What is this, some sort of witchcraft you're doing?" And everybody laughed. And he just looked at the professor, gave in his. When we came back from to get our tests, our test results, as the the professor said, "First of all, I would like to make a formal apology for what I said about witchcraft. That this Jew, he got everything right. He got all. I don't know how he possibly could do it, but he got everything right." He said, "I would like to formally apologize, but if I could ask you," he said, in front of the whole crowd, in front of the whole class, "if I could ask you, how did you do it? I mean, I saw very carefully you definitely were not cheating. You didn't have you had no way of knowing what I was going to ask. How did you do it so quickly?" So he said that we Jews have a book which is called the Talmud. And one who knows the wisdom of the Talmud knows all other wisdom. All the wisdom of the world is contained within the Talmud. And so that was very impressive. I was very, very impressed by that. Said afterwards, I found out that person became the Lubavitcher Rebbe. He's your Rebbe. So he helped us, and I realized that he was a very honest person, a very blessed, talented person, and a very helpful person. He really helped me, a very good person. A person like that, I would like to repay. Therefore, you don't have to pay anything for the damages you incurred. True story. All right, my friends, see you tomorrow morning, 8:15. God bless you all.